Yo, what's poppin' team only? Welcome to another episode of Outfit Details Exposed, where I essentially just break down a fit that I wore today, man. If you are a fashion enthusiast, if you enjoy the details, if you enjoy stories behind the brands, if you enjoy fabrics and textiles and talking all that, and the why behind the fit, then you are in the right place. Welcome to the gang team only. Yeah, man, it's heating up over here. I think a heat wave is definitely approaching in the next few days. So the mission today was just light and airy with obviously some taste. And since it's light and airy, we definitely got to accessorize, right? So tap on in with your boy. Let's talk about the fit. All right, man. So hopefully this lighting works because I'm losing natural light. Bear with me. But this is the fit I wore today, man. Shirt. Let's start with the shirt. Shirt is from Human Made. If you don't know about Human Made, this is a pretty legendary brand. I would say it's not as legendary as like Bape, but it was founded by the founder that founded Bape, which is Nigo. Nigo is a streetwear cultural legend and icon. Nigo and Pharrell are best friends. Nigo and Pharrell then years down the road create a brand called Human Made. Here we are. This is like Human Made from like 6 years ago. The thread count, the shirt is just something really unique about the cotton and how they produced it. I actually didn't do a lot of research on this kind of cotton. I just know it's like a very lightweight cotton, but it has a nice feel to it and a nice touch to it. But Human Made is great, man. I mean, anything coming out of the camp, like the Nigo camp, is great. So, yeah. And I typically don't do like logos on shirts, but in this instance, like, you just got it for the one time. And I grew up on Nigo, I grew up on Bape and everything like that. So, and huge supporter. So this is a really cool pickup. This is like definitely this will be like a grill piece years from now. For the pants are pretty much probably the highlight of the fit, depending on what you like. But like the pants are from one of my favorite brands, which is Homme Plissé. I wonder if should I just put this here? That'd be better. Homme Plissé. So Homme Plissé is a Japanese fashion designer. His name is Issey Miyake. Homme Plissé is a line within the Issey Miyake label, designer label. You might know the term Issey Miyake, but he is like definitely known for this pleated pant, this pleated material, which originally debuted in like 1989, 1990. It's an interesting way how to create these pleats. It's called garment pleating. But in his manufacturing process, which they've mastered over time, basically these pleats will not ever wrinkle. You can throw them in a washer. Do not dry them because you will then flatten out the pleat, but wash and hang and you will never lose the shape or structure of this pant. This pant is beautifully designed. His mission, and rest in peace Issey Miyake, but his mission was for it to kind of just be everyday sculptural wear, made to fit any body, especially because how sculptural it is. You're kind of just like a mini art piece walking around, especially like the pants are cool, but like especially when you start to get into the tops, which I do have like some shorts if you want to kind of see a couple of the tops, like my last like 3 or 4 shorts, you can kind of check those out, or I might just like add them here on the screen so you can see, or on the video. But yeah, I love Homme Plissé. Love to mix and match. My rule is that I'll never wear them together. Some people like to wear them together, like the sets, because they come in sets. But for me, how I style, how I style myself is more about like texture, color palette, a harmonious balance, especially when I'm like, expressing myself. I like to just kind of mix the textures and things of that nature. So, yeah. And as far as like Homme Plissé pants, if you are trousers, if you've never had a pair and you're interested, I mean, it is incredibly well made and it is designed so like the price point is a little up there, but you will earn that cost per wear back over time because again, this is the kind of garment you keep forever. Like I said, as long as you wash and hang, you'll never lose the pleats. And again, it doesn't wrinkle. It's amazing. But I recommend you go black or navy to start because those are the 2 colors that you can contrast or complement any kind of color with. And it's just the easiest to continue to rock. If you kind of go in and you see some other colors that's a little bit more adventurous and stuff like that, like a moss green or like a terracotta orange or stuff like that, then you kind of hinder yourself to like wearing those in a kind of season, you know? Well, if you're kind of styling yourself like me, I style myself based off of like color palettes for the season. So having something like a moss green that's gonna be leaning more towards fall and spring, having something like a terracotta fall, you know what I'm saying? Black and navy is like year round, right? So that's what I recommend. For the shoes, which the tongue keeps doing this thing. Let me know if y'all, it's annoying to me. Footwear, I usually start with the footwear. Why would I start with the shirt? That's how long it's been since I've done one of these videos. My bad, gang. Footwear, I'm wearing the Loewe Ballet Runner 2.0. I did an unboxing. I think I posted it, but this is a recent pickup in the last few weeks. I should do a recent pickup video. But love these. I've had my eye on ballet runners for a long time. And these are just like, yeah, these are just like super easy. It was a good summer shoe. If you know anything about me, I love the Dries Van Noten sneaker, and I have it in black and white. And I've worn that sneaker like, now I haven't ran it through the ground, but I've worn it like, you know, over the last year and a half, and I've implemented in so many fits that I kind of wanted to preserve it a little bit more. So I ended up, you know, have been looking for a black and white pair to kind of replace it with, so I didn't wear it as much. So these pretty much standard. Some may like it, some may not because of the LV, the logo, you know what I'm saying, that's on there. But for me, it's not that deep, especially how I dress when I'm doing more, you know, not in this case, I have like a logo shirt on, but when I'm very understated and not really wearing logos, like it's okay, especially when you're in more like monochromatic looks, or like you kind of just have a fit that's just like really well balanced, and then just like the black and white is just popping the way it should. So it's all good, man. But ballet runners are dope. I may do a review on these, like as far as like, you know, how they fit and everything like that, and how they wear over time. Because I've worn them probably like 5 or 6 times since I got them, and they're tough, man. They're tough. And then for the bag, I typically do a bag. Since I, you know, just like for me, I like to go to coffee shops and work from coffee shops, aesthetically pleasing places. You know what I'm saying? It's just really comforting. I'm a creative. I like to just be in an environment where I feel like, you know, my creative juices are flowing. So for me, that's just like really aesthetically pleasing places, especially coffee shops. So for the bag, I'm always gonna have some kind of bag, whether it's crossbody to go with the fit or a backpack, because I'm going to coffee shops, like I said. And this is from Rains. Rains is out of Copenhagen. They are one of my favorite brands doing, and have been for so long, or for some time. I have amassed quite the Rains collection. What I really admire about this brand is that they essentially just figured out a way to create a whole brand centered around the fabric that rainwear is made from. Like, it is incredible. So like, they kind of started off with accessories. You know, I have like a few different backpacks. I have some bucket hats. I have a couple wallets, all in that same material. But then they dipped off into like, you know, ready to wear, you know, garments and things of that nature. And the design team is phenomenal, and it's very chic. It's very like urban. It's like their urban take, you know, on outerwear, which I really dig. They do some of the best advertising. Like, their social media presence is strong. Their fashion shows are incredible. They've shown in Paris, they've shown in Milan, they've shown in New York. They actually have a flagship in New York. If you live in New York, go check that out. But Rains is super dope. Let me know if you want to see a Rains collection video. So yeah, you know, just like black and white, you know, I'm just in pretty much just like a achrochromatic look, which is, you know, any tones between black, white, and gray. But that's the entire look for the most part, man. If you want to go over jewelry real quick, this is from Vitali. This is kind of like a dual chain single bracelet. I did a partnership with them years ago, and this is one of the items I chose. And this is from Margot Wolf. She's one of my clients that I do creative strategy for. This is made from an ancient way of creating jewelry, which is called lost wax casting. This was made from barley wheat. I love this bracelet because it kind of has like this, it has this edge to it. This goes really well with my chrome hearts ring. I love to mix metals. This brand here is from Love for Co, or this ring is from Love for Co. I really, really love Love for Co. They're out of Copenhagen. Oh, I forgot to mention, Rains is out of Copenhagen too. But this ring company is out of Copenhagen. Love for Co. I love this ring because they created a whole series or a whole collection of rings that were inspired by the tragic events that happened at Pompeii. Let me show you one more time. So if you know what happened at Pompeii, essentially a volcano erupted and burnt a whole city to ash. So it's made to look like you found this ring in the ash, which is, you know, and a very creative concept. I love stuff like this. And again, like my style, it's really understated, but it's always gonna have this edge to it. So whether that be jewelry, whether that be like, you know, some additional elements of how I style myself. And then for the watch, this is from Aura, AURA.watch, founded by a fellow YouTuber named Paul Futabella, who I've been following for quite some time, since the OG Fear of God days, when he was just like vlogging his life, going from pickup to pickup of all the Fear of God pieces when they were just like damn near hard to get. And he's a really good guy, God-fearing guy, and sneakerhead and pretty stylish guy. And he has his own watch collection, and he has his own streetwear label, basically. So watch is great. I wear it all the time. It's just take kind of like on like a, you know, like a low-key Royal Oak, but much more affordable and a solid movement. But that's the entire look, man. I think I have some earrings in. One's a hoop and one's a heart earring from Jackson, Jaxxon. I go to them from earrings because they have a pretty good assortment. But yeah, man, let me know if you gained any value from this video, whether it be pure fit inspiration, new places to shop, or typically I would say a new palette to experiment with, but this isn't too crazy. But yeah, man, I appreciate you watching, and subscribe, man. Let's build this community. Like I said, man, if you love the details, if you love the fashion, if you love the why, you're in the right place. All right, I'll see you in the next one, Team Only. Peace.